Hey everybody, we are here at SEMA 2021. We are on day 3, which is Thursday, and we have the privilege of being in the Superformance booth with Lance Stander. I'm actually going to have Lance take it away to tell us about Superformance and Shelby Legendary cars, and then we're going to take a look at some of these amazing vehicles here.
No, I look forward to speaking to you. That's great. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, we're really proud to be licensed by, as you said, all the original manufacturers for all the different cars that were famous made by Carroll Shelby in the 60s.
Right.
And it's been a long road. It's been 30-something years now, the company. And we've got every different model of the Cobra that raced, we duplicate. And then, of course, we've got the GT40s, and we'll walk past a couple of them.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. And then we're also very proud, and we'll go past that, our electric Cobra,
yes!
Our first electric Cobra.
Yeah.
And just an incredible car. I use the statement over and over. Everybody hates it when I say it, but I always said I wanted to pass away and say I've never driven an electric car. That's all changed. The electric Cobra is mind-blowing and very exciting to drive.
I am also imagining that electric Cobra is going to blow some collectors' minds, right? People who love that vehicle, love that idea of it, and just can't wrap their brain around the EV, but it's amazing, right?
And what we're finding, we're finding owners that have one of our cars already want the electric one to add to the collection. It's the hype around them, but it's also, they say, we want to go for coffee at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and my neighbors don't want to go for coffee at 6 a.m.
That's crazy. Who can imagine?
So when I start up the loud Cobra, the neighbors are really upset. Now with electric Cobra, I can sneak out. They don't even know I'm doing it. So
very nice.
That's one of the big advantages of the electric Cobra. And of course the mind-blowing acceleration, performance, and all the rest that goes with it.
That's what comes down to it, right? Like you can hate on the electric, and then you drive it, or you see how fast, how well it can accelerate. Like you can't argue with it.
No, you can't argue with it. But I mean, we can show you.
Yeah,
around.
Let's look at the cars. That's way more exciting than me talking.
We're very proud to have this one in our booth today. This is the fastest Cobra in the world. It set the record at 201 miles an hour. About a year ago, and now he's just run 223 miles an hour.
Wow.
And in Colorado at 6,500 feet.
Oh, wow.
So he's planning to run it again at sea level, and we're hoping for 230 this time in a Cobra, if you can imagine.
That's amazing.
That's our crazy friend Ted Taormina from Taormina Motorsports.
That is amazing.
And then he built this special edition, the Super Leggera. Also stunning looking. This is all his Italian design and ideas. And go past the Ferrari engine, have a look. And it's not a Ferrari, it's a Ford engine. But we have built one with a Ferrari V12 engine, which we call the Cobrari.
How mad do you think both of them would be if they'd seen it?
I said, unfortunately, you really upset two guys, two greats. Carol upstairs and Enzo upstairs. Hopefully they're both upstairs. And they're sitting there, what the hell's going on here? What is this guy doing? He's actually built one with a Ferrari nose on. We put a 60s Testarossa nose on the front of a Cobra with a Ferrari engine. That's going to be at Barrett Jackson in a couple of weeks next month. January. And then we're really, really proud of this. This is our MK3R. And we've used one of Ford's Godzilla engines, which is the 7.3-liter truck engine, actually.
It's a massive engine for this little guy.
And then Indy Power Products, they did the conversion for us and changed the engine from a high torque engine, low horsepower. Now we're at 600 HP horsepower and at about 540 pound-foot of torque. And it's smooth. The engine runs wonderfully. It's just a great car, and it's our little more modern rendition of a Cobra. Carbon fiber dash, the French stitched interior, all leather throughout.
I always wonder what the impetus is for something like that. Like, I love the Cobra. I want it to be a giant power plant.
And that's what it's
got.
So we do the traditional Cobra, and I don't actually have a very traditional car yet at the moment, but we do what everybody remembers from the 60s.
Right, of course.
But we found the market has moved now. It's younger buyers. But then I got a judge, he's 78 years old, and he bought one like this from me. He said, Lance, my wife says we got to move our game up. He owned a traditional Superformance Cobra for about 13 years. and sold it for nearly double what he paid me originally, so we were happy with that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then he ended up with one of these. Well, he has, of course, one of our crowns.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
This is what we call the tool room copy of the 1968-69 Le Mans winning GT40,
Right.
the most famous GT40, probably one of the most famous race cars. According to the owner of the car, Mr. Walton, the original car, probably $100 million car,
Right.
the original car.
Right.
And this is our tool room. Only 50 of these are going to be offered. There's a one-year waiting list at the moment for one. The car comes out at just under 400,000, but it's an incredible
That's
car.
beautiful.
Every little detail, I could go through it if we had more time, but the detail in the car is incredible. Licensed by Gulf Racing also,
Okay.
and by GT40.
Okay.
So it has a P-Series number that continues from the original cars.
Excellent.
And that's the Mark 1 from thing. And then going across here, after the Ford versus Ferrari movie, and
Right.
I think you guys know, we supplied about 30 cars
Yeah,
for that movie.
yeah.
So the GT40s, none of the Ferrari stuff, but the GT40s and the Cobras that you saw in the thing were all from Superformance. So this one we built to commemorate Ken Miles. This was the Daytona winning car, the Daytona paint scheme. But we went with Ford's modern Illuminator 5.2 XS. It's this engine, words don't describe. I mean, it's 8,000 RPM in a car like this. It's incredibly fast, but very smooth, very smooth to drive. And then the 180-degree headers, stainless steel, car's just incredible. And comfortable to drive. It actually has air conditioning, so it's
Really?
you don't battle like the original men that had to drive these in the 60s.
Oh.
And we'll just walk across. We should actually start with this one, sorry. This is where as everybody knows, this is where the Cobra started. The little 289 slab side Cobra, as was nicknamed, 1962. It's the sweetheart of the Cobras.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a pretty car, lovely car to drive, and very popular at the moment. It's one of our good sellers. All the guys that remember them want to go back to
This was the car that made me fall in love with cars.
Yeah. And this is in the paint scheme of Carroll's original car that you see in the movie, Matt Damon driving around in. We supplied that car too. And now that car from the movie belongs to Aaron Shelby. So it's so cool that it went back into the family.
It really is.
Yeah,
It's a nice
and we'll
twist.
stay with the family forever. And then this is the first, when Carroll really got into racing, he brought out the FIA. And famous drivers, Ken Miles, they all drove it, but Bob Bonnarant was probably the top guy here.
Okay.
And he won a world championship with this car and the Daytona combined. And the FIAs, they won more races than any other Cobra that ever existed.
Yeah.
Great cars. Dave McDonald drove them. Greats of those days. Alan Grant, Ken Miles, and of course Dan Gurney.
Right.
Wonderful man and incredible race car driver. And we'll walk past as we spoke about earlier.
Exactly.
We'll touch on it.
Exactly. We'll touch on the Corvette. Mustang fans, wait for a minute.
Don't worry. But we do the Corvette Grand Sport, licensed by General Motors to put the Corvette Grand Sport badges on. It's original tube frame car, like the one of the 5 Grand Sports. Just an amazing car. I know you're all Mustang guys, but you will appreciate this. Nobody cannot appreciate this. Have a look at this. 4-cam.
Beautiful.
Chevrolet engine. It's actually a marine engine, and it's around 800 horsepower at the firewheel. So in a 2,800-pound Corvette Grand Sport.
That's a zippy.
It moves it on.
It moves a little bit.
And last but not least, of course, is the electric Cobra. And you can get a shot of the drivetrain mounted in the back there. And you can see how nicely that fits. It gives you incredible traction because the weight is right on the back wheels. And then when you need gas, you flip that up and bang. Oh, I think you got to put a plug in there instead. There you go.
That. What a beautiful little detail.
That's where your electric gasoline goes in.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is where we have the batteries packaged in the front. So it's set up to take 2 packages.
Okay.
Where it is now, it'll do about 120 miles on a charge.
Okay.
And then with a double package, you roughly 200 miles.
Oh, great. Okay.
And it's credible 0 to 60s. Nothing's finalized yet, but we within the 2.8 second, 3 second range at this time. But with stickier tires, it'll obviously just drop down.
Right.
The electric motor that's in here is used to powering a 4,700 pound Tesla.
Okay.
It's only 2,500 pounds the Cobra. So, that makes a big difference.
And if you could have a Cobra versus a Tesla,
yeah,
I mean,
well,
I suppose some
cooler.
people out there.
A whole lot cooler,
Exactly.
that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, Lance, thank you so much for the tour. These are amazing
Pleasure,
cars.
pleasure.
We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Enjoyed it.
Obviously, if somebody wants one, they know where to reach out to get it. Just come over to the Superformance.
Superformance.com and we'll hook you up.
Sounds great. That's great. If I
we
have an
got
extra
special prices for you,
200,000,
don't worry.
I'll come by.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.